Good morning, everyone. My name is Philip Houghton, and I will be your host for today's virtual panel discussion brought to you by AdventHealth Lenexa City Center. For those of you who are not familiar with AdventHealth Lenexa City Center, it is a full-service hospital featuring an emergency department, surgical services, and an intensive care unit, and so much more. It is also the first and only inpatient hospital in Lenexa, Kansas. AdventHealth Lenexa City Center aims to foster a sense of community and provide a welcoming environment for all. I'm thrilled to have you all join us as we dive into the exciting developments and future of Lenexa City Center. Before we begin, I would just like to thank all of the viewers who are either watching live or as a recording. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day to learn more about Lenexa. I would also like to let all of our attendees know during this session, your microphone will be muted and your webcams will be off. However, feel free to drop any questions you may have in the chat, and we'll have time for Q&A at the end. Also, we're super excited to announce the grand opening hiring event at Lenexa City Center on April 15th from 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Time. This event will offer a wonderful chance to meet our hiring managers, discover exciting career opportunities, and potentially secure a job on the spot. Without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce our panelists for today. Panelists, if you could please share your title, a brief overview of your role, and why you chose AdventHealth. And let's begin with Cecile.
Thanks so much, Phil. Hi, everyone. My name is Cecile Jacob. I have the honor and privilege of being the Chief Executive Officer for Lenexa City Center Hospital. You know, Phil, to your question about why choosing AdventHealth, I am celebrating my 20th year of service with AdventHealth. It's amazing how the years fly by. I think it's gone by so quickly because I have had a deep connection to our mission from the beginning and continue to see it lived out authentically. Great to be with you all today.
Thanks so much. Rodney, you're up next.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. First, I guess I'll say a quick thank you to everyone who's on the call. We're really excited to be here with you all today, talking about our new hospital, AdventHealth Lenexa City Center. My name's Rodney. I have been with AdventHealth for about 9 years, and I've been fortunate enough to get to work at all our hospitals here in Kansas. I've been at our Ottawa, South Overland Park, and most recently our Shawnee Mission locations. And I'm really excited to be at our newest full-service hospital at Lenexa City Center. Why AdventHealth? Why healthcare? Honestly, Phil, growing up, my grandmother, she was a nurse in the military, and she used to tell me a lot of stories. Some of those stories probably aren't designed for this call. She had a great sense of humor, but she told me a lot of stories about being an RN. And I think just really early on, I realized the profound impact that medical professionals have on patients and their family. And so I've always kind of wanted to use my skill set to support that work. And when I found AdventHealth and our mission of extending the healing ministry of Christ, that's something that spoke to me on a personal level. And that's, I think, kind of what drives my why.
Wow, I love that. Thank you so much, Rodney. Teresa, you're up next.
Good morning. My name is Teresa Noland, and I am the Chief Nursing Officer for AdventHealth Lenexa City Center. I've been a nurse executive for greater than 20 years now and have spent the last 19 months with AdventHealth. When people ask me, why did you join AdventHealth? Honestly, I wanted to be proud of the organization that I worked for. And, we have a sacred mission, which is extending the healing ministry of Christ, and being able to live that out day in and day out in my work has been incredibly rewarding. And I've not looked back. I've been incredibly impressed with the organization and how much we invest in the people that work within our organizations. And it's been incredibly refreshing. So thank you for being here today.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And last but not least, Betsy.
Good morning. Thank you to everybody who is joining our discussion today. I'm so excited to be here with these other wonderful leaders of our organization. My name is Betsy Garrett. I am the Human Resources Director for Lenexa City Center Hospital. So excited. We're going to spend a lot of time today talking about Lenexa City Center as a hospital, but also as an organization, AdventHealth as an organization. So really just overall impressed with the organization and how they really care for their employees. I've worked for several hospital systems in my career, worked in several different aspects of healthcare in a human resources capacity. And without a doubt, AdventHealth is the most supportive, caring organization I have worked for in my professional career. So I'm very excited to share all this information with you guys and tell you guys all about the exciting things that we're going to be doing at Lenexa City Center. So welcome.
Thank you so much, Betsy. Thank you all for being with us here today. I'm excited to hear from everyone and learn more about AdventHealth Lenexa City Center. Let's kick things off just with a quick overview of Lenexa and learn just a little bit more about what makes this new AdventHealth Hospital so special. Rodney, as the CFO of this new facility, could you provide us with an overview of Lenexa City Center and some of its key features?
Yeah, absolutely, Phil. So AdventHealth Lenexa City Center, it's going to be, as you mentioned, right, the first and only full service hospital in Lenexa. We're going to be opening with 44 inpatient beds. 8 of those will be ICU. And we're also going to have room for future expansion of 52 additional beds in the space as well. We're going to be opening with multiple ORs, an endoscopy suite, a cath lab, in a 247, 365 emergency department right out of the gate. For those of you who have driven by our campus, you might have wondered, what's that large building that looks like it's attached to the hospital? That's our medical office building. We've got a 52,000 square foot medical office building that's attached directly to our hospital. And we're really excited, actually. Next week on March 18th, our primary care Lenexa is going to be moving over to that building. So we'll be able to start taking care of patients at our new location as early as next week. We're also going to have some physical therapy in that building, a multi-specialty clinic in that building. And maybe the last thing I'll say, just as an overview, Lenexa City Center, it's a growing and vibrant community, and we're excited to be a part of that growth. We're going to be bringing about 170 jobs to Lenexa, and I know we're going to get into more detail on kind of what those jobs are. But yeah, our hospital, it's really designed with the patient in mind, and we're really looking forward to bringing whole person care to Lenexa.
I love that. Thank you so much, Rodney. And before we go on, even just through the intros and your one sentence right there, you can tell the passion that you guys have, which is so refreshing to hear. So we all appreciate that. So thank you so much. Cecile, you are the CEO of Lenexa. How does this new facility align with AdventHealth and its mission and values?
Yeah, I love that this is one of the first questions because you've already heard us talk a little bit about our mission. And I can tell you wholeheartedly, the hospital absolutely, I should say, adding this new hospital absolutely aligns with that. So to state our mission statement again, our mission is to extend the healing ministry of Christ. At AdventHealth, we believe that access to care is missional. And so what I mean by that is our community should have convenient and timely access to care. Lenexa and really the whole Lester and Johnson County corridor has such a thriving and growing area. And the new hospital and the medical office building that Rodney talked about will be able to greatly increase the community's access to care.
Thank you so much. Rodney, I'm curious, what are some of the primary services and specialties that will be offered at this new facility?
Yeah, Phil. So, as a full service hospital, we've got a pretty wide range of services at our facility. Our hospital is going to have a surgical focus, and some of our key specialties include, general, orthopedic, urology. I mentioned before, we also have a 247 emergency department. Within that, we're going to have teleneurology services so that we can take care of stroke patients. We have a cath lab so we can take care of STEMI patients as well. We have our inpatient units for med surg and ICU. And then I don't think I mentioned, before, we also, are going to have some outpatient imaging services. We'll have quite a few modalities out at the gate, including, MRI, CT, ultrasound. We're also going to have lab services. So we'll really a wide range, of service offerings at Lenexa City Center.
So exciting. Thank you. Cecile, how does the design of Lenexa enhance patient care and experience, you would say?
Yeah. First things first, we really believe in caring for the whole person. And when we say whole person, we're talking mind, body, and spirit. So we believe that environment really can truly contribute to healing. So at the new hospital, you're going to see a lot of windows. That's just not a pretty design feature. We believe that allowing sunlight to fill the hospital can contribute to healing. You'll also see a lot of colors of nature on the flooring, on the walls, on the furniture, as well as a lot of wood paneling, as in nature depicted in the art. We've tried to be very intentional, really in all aspects of design to ensure that it really is the most healing environment possible.
I love that. And a lot of these things can seem so simple, but
Yeah,
make a huge difference. So,
that's right.
but no, I also wanted to touch on, or sorry, so I wanted to touch on technologies and innovations that will be implemented at the center.
I could easily fill our time talking about the exciting things come on. So I'm going to limit myself to two examples here. So first, we're excited to share, and this is probably the first public forum, so late breaking news here, to share
Yeah.
that Lenexa City Center Hospital will be the first in the Kansas City Metro to offer the newest surgical Da Vinci robot. It is their version 5, so they're calling it DV5 for short. Great name. But this robot, for those of you that aren't familiar with the technology, it's used in surgery to provide the most precise care to patients, really allowing the patients to heal faster. It also is a really great addition and a help to our physicians as well. So it's a really great physician satisfier. Also excited to share that we'll be offering what we're calling smart room technology. To kind of boil that down in short, there's going to be a large screen TV in every room, as well as a couple of cameras that will then support a software system that's going to allow um, connection to specialists offsite. The software also allows family members to easily join conversations that their loved one is having in the room with any nurse or physician. Maybe you've been there. I know I have. If you've had a loved one in the hospital and you're watching the clock and you're just waiting because you know you need to be there in the conversation with the physician, like I said, or the nurse, and you're just kind of seeing that time tick by. Our clinicians are very busy. This allows the loved ones to be able to leave the hospital. And it's almost like FaceTime. Send a link to the loved one. They're on the screen and they can easily see not only their loved one in the bed, but the patient as well through that camera. The smart room technology, and I'm not done yet. Like I said, I could fill a lot of this time. But I have to say the smart room technology is not only going to improve the patient care experience, it's also going to give our clinicians much needed efficiencies to allow them more time at the bedside and less time charting in the medical record. I'll leave it there, but exciting things to come.
More than exciting. That sounds amazing. And I also think it's refreshing to know that AdventHealth is staying up on the times. It's leading in technology and innovation. So that's refreshing to say. So thank you so much. Rodney, I think the reason we're all here is for this question I have for you next. What type of roles will Lenexa be hiring for?
Man, no pressure, Phil, leading me in
Right.
with that, right? Yeah, Phil, we got jobs at Lenexa City Center. We have a lot of jobs. I got asked this question the other day, and I talked for a while, and at the end, somebody said, "I think I ran out of ink." They were writing down the jobs we had. So we have a lot of RN positions. that will be at our facility. We have RN positions for med surg, ICU, in our emergency department, also in our cath lab, in our surgery department as well. There'll also be a lot of tech positions as a part of that. In addition to that, we'll be hiring respiratory therapists, pharmacists. We'll be hiring imaging techs. I had mentioned MRI, CT, ultrasound before. We're also going to be hiring in our lab, so medical lab scientist roles. And so really a lot of different types of jobs on the clinical side. And then on the support service side as well, we'll be hiring in our supply chain department, our environmental service department. We'll have a nutrition services team who will be on site there. And then also, we're interviewing security guards. So, really, Phil, there's a lot of different roles that we're excited about. And we encourage everybody to come out to our hiring event on April 15th.
We love it, Rodney. I'm gonna put that on a billboard for you. We got jobs.
We got jobs.
Exactly, Rodney. We got jobs at AdventHealth Lenexa City Center. I love it. Teresa, as the CNO, wanted to know how your role will interact and support the clinical staff at Lenexa.
Sure, Phil, great question. My role is really pivotal in ensuring smooth operations and the highest quality of care that we can provide. I think additionally, being an advocate, which means that I need to be the voice of our clinical staff, and so that their needs and concerns are represented and can be heard. Engaging in shared decision making, and that is, representation on certain committees where frontline staff can actually bring their voice. And then creating forums that they can actually be at the table and be in front of the executive team. And there's many different ways to do that. One is, there's things like a cup of joe with the CNO, a little cliche, but it's an opportunity where people can come and just literally have one-on-one interactions. Town halls where this team actually intentionally quarterly gets together and makes it available for frontline staff from all of our areas to actually come and have bi-directional communication and understand about where we are and where we're going, and their role in helping us get to the vision that's been created for AdventHealth Lenexa City Center. I think too, my role is really about resource management and ensuring that we are allocating resources as it relates to staffing and equipment and all those things that actually impact and touch patient care.
Love that. Thank you so much. And once again, I think we touched on it earlier that some of these things by themselves, they might not be the most grandiose, but put them together, and this is so much. So it's always so refreshing to hear. So thank you. Also, what qualifications are you looking for in candidates?
I think first and foremost, because I've been working with this team, is we need people that care about the outcome as much as we do. And we are very dedicated, and you can hear the passion in what we're doing and what we're creating in Lenexa City Center. Teamwork is important to patient safety as well as to the patient experience. We have to work together. You have many departments that come together that are all there for that patient. And so how do we come together and ensure that we move seamlessly together to provide that care for the patient? Because that's directly related to how much the patient and the families trust us and how safe they feel in our care. And so that's incredibly important. Work ethic, we're a professional work environment and we're a sanctuary for healing, and we want people who understand that and can embrace that with us. And then, compassionate care, because every patient and their family deserves compassion. And, compassion is not just empathy and sympathy. It's really about action and what we do to make patients feel cared for in that whole person experience and body, mind, and spirit. And then I think the other thing that you've heard it several times, but really is our mission. And how do people embrace that to drive their day-to-day practice in the workplace?
Thank you so much. Betsy, quick question. Can you describe the hiring process and kind of what candidates can expect at the hiring event?
Absolutely, I'd love to. And I'm just I'm jazzed every day to get to come to work. And then again, hearing Cecile and Teresa and Ronnie, express how excited they are just gets me energized all over again. So hopefully you guys are feeling that on the other side. So let's start with our event on April 15th. So for candidates that attend our April 15th job fair, we're going to be on site. So this is going to be a great opportunity for them to actually see the environment, see the footprint. Anyone that's driven past 87th and 435 can see this gorgeous building that's going up. You're going to see it live in person on April 15th. So we want to give you a chance as a future employee to really learn about AdventHealth and our culture, get to know our great experienced leaders, many of them on this call, but then also learn about the great benefits that we offer the staff that work at our organization as well. So for people that come to the event on April 15th, we will be extending offers to qualified candidates. Some of you will walk away with an offer to join our team, but also learn more about just our company as a whole. For anyone who's not able to meet or to attend our job fair on April 15th, our lovely co-host, Jen Vaccaro, has put in our chat the link to apply for positions online. So AdventHealthCareers.com is the link for all of our job postings across AdventHealth. We're a national company, but you can filter that by finding the jobs at Lenexa City Center specifically. Once you apply for a position online, one of our talent acquisition team members will reach out to you to talk to you about what is your experience like, what are you looking to do, and talk to you a little bit more about our positions that we have open, and then schedule an in-person interview with the hiring manager from that point.
Thank you so much. That sounds so exciting, and I know I can't wait. Should be a good time. Teresa, I wanted to go back to you for a second. What makes Lenexa City Center an attractive place to work for healthcare professionals? Why, if I'm an RN or just looking for a position in general, why Lenexa City Center?
So a couple of reasons, but I think what comes to mind first is it's a brand new hospital that's equipped with the latest technology. I've had the opportunity to be, and it's not even completely finished yet, but it is beautiful. As Cecile kind of mentioned, all the natural light and all of that, being in an environment like that, the physical space does make a difference in our job satisfaction and our level of engagement. And so that's first and foremost. I think you have an executive team that is very committed to high quality care for our patients. And that also means that we also care for and support our teammates. And your leadership team can make or break your job satisfaction. And so we are truly, this team has been brought together intentionally. We are hiring leaders that also kind of bring that kind of level of care and who want the people that they lead to enjoy their workplace, as well as work hard, because we do that in healthcare everywhere. But being able to actually be excited and experience joy in your work is so important to ongoing engagement for anybody that's working within healthcare. The hospital's positioned for growth. I mean, Lenexa City Center has grown tremendously over the last decade. And, there's been over 5,000 families that have moved into that area, and the hospital's actually designed to expand already. And so as those volumes and the demand for our services come, we will actually, Cecile and Rodney will take the lead to go and say, it's time, and we will start to expand and build additional inpatient beds as even the emergency department is already designed to be able to expand. And so that's incredibly exciting. And I think too, when you think about being part of a larger health system, the national system of AdventHealth, it's an organization that truly supports continuous learning and has many developmental programs for staff. We often can take frontline people who are interested in becoming an MA or becoming a scrub tech in the OR. And so we have several of those areas that we can invest and help you in your career path. And not all organizations offer that.
I love that. Thank you so much. Betsy, how does AdventHealth Lenexa City Center support the professional development and career growth of its employees?
Yeah, that's a great question, Phil. Cecile earlier mentioned AdventHealth as a whole wants to care for our patients in mind, body, and spirit, but that also goes towards our employees too. So one of the core commitments of AdventHealth corporate leadership team is to support those employees on all three of those levels. And as part of that commitment, AdventHealth has developed their own career growth program and has given a career path for many people to join our organization and move up in the organization as they grow in their career. So this is actually a fundamental strategic strategy for the HR team at corporate in Florida. So oftentimes many employees are kind of unsure of where they want to grow. And so to really spark and ignite that conversation, our leaders are committed to engaging with their team members on an intentional, ongoing conversation throughout the year regarding their career path and where they want to grow. So from that point, what we can do is provide programs to support the employees where they're at and what that career growth looks like in their mind at that time. So employees that want to grow through formal education programs, we offer traditional tuition reimbursement programs. Employees that want to learn new skills, refresh their trainings, we offer courses through our online program called AdventHealth Learning. Additionally, we offer career paths for individuals looking to explore a different way to expand in their current roles, maybe specialize in a specific market or area of focus, such as finance, human resources, even leadership. We have developed our own leadership program through our corporate team as well, where people can apply to become a part of the cohorts on a yearly basis and learn more about what leadership looks like in Advent Health. So employees that looking, again, lots of opportunities, anyone who's looking to, attend a more formal educational program, someone who's looking to hone their skills in a specific clinical area, get that expertise in that one specific, market, we're here to support employees on all levels.
So you're saying then professional growth is minimal for them?
Yeah.
No,
Sky's the limit.
Right, exactly. We love that. It sounds like there definitely is potential growth. And once again, that just goes back to showing how much Advent Health cares about their employees and what they're willing to do and help them grow. I'm also curious about the perks and benefits someone can expect when joining Lenexa. Can you touch on that for us for a second?
Of course. I don't want to give away too much. I want to kind of let it, linger a little bit for people who want to join us on April 15th. They can learn all about our benefits on when they attend our job fair on that day. But as mentioned, that mind, body, and spirit is stuff that are things that they thought about when they put together our benefits package as well. So first and foremost, we offer our teammates a opportunity to enroll in health, dental, and vision from day one. That also includes our PTO accrual starts with day one as well. And we also offer free emotional and mental health programs for you and your dependents. You don't have to be enrolled in our health insurance to be eligible for that either. We also offer a retirement package with a match. In addition to our standard benefits, we also offer supplemental benefits such as long-term and short-term disability, critical care insurance, adoption assistance, legal plans, pet insurance even. And as I mentioned in our, your last question, we do offer tuition reimbursement as a form of supporting people on their educational path. But for those who have completed their education, we also offer a student loan forgiveness program.
I love that. Tons of benefits, tons of jobs. How could you not be excited? Thank you. Thank you so much, Betsy. So I wanted to come back to you for a second, just to talk about the local community and healthcare impact that Lenexa will be doing essentially for Johnson City. How will Lenexa coming to Johnson County impact the county essentially?
Yeah. I think you've already heard it in different answers throughout this morning. I think actually you teed it up right away. It being the first and only hospital in Lenexa, I talked about being able to provide that faster and more convenient care. That will, without a doubt, directly improve the lives of those in the community, as well as the positive economic impact to the community, as Rodney mentioned, adding 170 jobs in the short term. And Teresa did a great job highlighting how we don't plan to stop there. We will continue to grow. So I think with those two, kind of core principles being said, I'll just add one more thing, and that we're really passionate around not just providing sick care. Now that's our job, right? Providing sick care. We really want to lean into and spend more time providing health care about health and wholeness, wellness. And so that's one area through a community health needs assessment that we will really be able to dive deep into. And that community health needs assessment is a really intentional process that we undertake with community leaders to make sure that we're aligned and focused on the right priorities.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And then I'm curious, just for my own sake, what does Lenexa look like 5 years from now? What does it look like 10 years from now? What does the future look like for Lenexa?
I can say that we've started off this way and we will continue to progress this way, but being tightly aligned and coordinating when it comes to all things in the community. We have lots of great outreach programs planned in the short term, and that's going to continue to evolve. One thing we're actively planning on is we're preparing for World Cup next year. World Cup is coming to Kansas City, and we plan on playing a large role at the hospital campus and welcoming the community to that. And so that's just a year from now, but 5, 10 years from now, Teresa did a great job talking about how we know we're going to have to continue to expand the hospital and grow and really time will tell, but we know there's a bright future. I will invite my colleagues to maybe contribute to maybe some of their vision for 5 to 10 years as well.
Appreciate it so much. Teresa, you touched on it a little and you spoke about the support, but I'm interested to know what kind of leader can employees expect you to be as CNO?
Well, I'm known for my relationship-based leadership style. I have been in this market for about 20 years. And so that's if you asked people about me. I mean, I work to get to know people on a personal level. I think it's important that we see people not just as another employee or FTE, but as the human that they are, and what that looks like for that person outside of the walls of the workplace, because there is no separating that. Like, we are who we are in our life. And so it has been one of the most rewarding parts of my jobs over the years, if you will, in getting to know people and creating those relationships that then are sustained. I'm not an executive that presides over the workforce. I'm in it with them. And people who've known me, as they'll say, she'll come triage, in high heels if she needs to down in the emergency department. I'm a communicator. I believe in keeping people informed. I think that's such a huge part of their job satisfaction and their engagement, to kind of know what are we doing and where are we going and how do we get there, and keeping people informed. In a new hospital, there'll be rapid changes and things happening all the time. And as we move through this next 12 months, particularly, and how do we make sure that people are aware of that and hear about it timely and in advance. And really, I have a strong mentoring and coaching side of me. I want to help people be their best selves. And I think that isn't just in the workplace. I think that investment in people also transfers into their personal life and their personal relationships. And I think the other important part, and much like everybody on this call that's participating today with you, Philip, is that I have a teachable spirit. I've been at 25 plus years in healthcare, but I still learn every day. This team that I'm working with is teaching me, and I'm still learning. And that's probably one of the most rewarding parts of my role as well, is that it never stops. And so I haven't arrived, and frontline staff can teach you a lot if you have an open mind and a coachable spirit. And so we'll stay supportive of our teams, and we want to be compassionate for them, because life happens, and we want to support and really be there as an organization and as an executive team.
Thank you so much. And I love what you said about having a teachable spirit, because no matter what position that you're in, if you have a teachable spirit, you're continuing to grow and adapt and to learn. So
Exactly.
I love that. Thank you so much. So Sal, I want to punt the same question over to you as CEO. What kind of leader can employees expect to get?
It's really hard to follow Teresa's answer there. I'm just sitting here marveling at that response. And so no pressure on my response. I think the only thing, because that was spot on, the only thing I would add is truly just authenticity when it comes to living out our mission. And hopefully you've seen the heart in that in all of our responses, and not just me, but I can share. I know Rodney and Betsy's heart is there as well. So I think I'll leave it there.
I appreciate it so much. And I think it's so important to speak on the expectations we have for ourselves as leaders. So I think that's refreshing to hear you all as leaders speaking about the expectations that you have for yourselves. So thank you so much. All right. So at this time, we are going to go to the Q&A portion of our discussion, and we'll pull in the chat to see what questions we have for the team. All right. Glenn says, I've heard that AdventHealth has an award-winning IT department. What are some technology plan or pain points that make better patient outcomes harder? Are you hiring for any IT people? Rodney, I believe you briefly, or was it, sorry, might have been Cecile, you briefly touched on some of the technology and innovations that are coming to Lenexa. If you can maybe just touch on any more that we may have, and once again, if we are hiring for any IT people.
Yeah, Phil. So as Cecile kind of mentioned, right, we're going to have smart room technology. So we're going to have kind of the latest technology across our site. And we definitely have been adding, we're excited to be adding some team members to our regional AIT team as well, to help provide the support we need for that once we open.
Perfect. Thank you.
You know, I would just add, Glenn, what you've heard is absolutely correct. It is a high performing team. It's a team that is truly a partner to us in the hospital. So I would jump on any opportunity for any IT person to join that team. Maybe to the heart of your pain point question, I think cybersecurity continues to be a challenge. It's not hindering our patient outcomes. However, it's something that we have to continue to invest and try to stay ahead of. That's probably not unique though to really any organization.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Another one that came across was, how many pharmacists and technicians are we hoping to have at Lenexa? And yes, sorry, that was it. How many pharmacists and technicians are we hoping to have at Lenexa?
So I can take that. We'll probably start out with about 6 to 7 FTEs. Clearly, it's a ramp up, right? So we're going to start, we open July 15th, and then we watch that volume come. Being a partner as the chief nursing officer with clinical responsibility and partnering particularly with my CFO, and then really watching those volumes, because that becomes, as the volumes climb, there's a tipping point where we say it's time, right? And so we have other positions slated to start later in July and even into October. And then as we look to 2026 and start working on that budget process, which will happen early fall, we can kind of look at what kind of forecasting that we're seeing and what the trajectory of those volumes will be, which will automatically tip us to hiring more staff in all of our areas. Is that a fair answer, Rodney?
Teresa, that's a great answer. Yeah,
we have the jobs.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you. Let's see if we have any more here. One question that I had, I know we have two big dates on the books, so anyone can answer this question. When are we opening? When does Lenexa City Center open? When can employees expect the buildings to be open, the hospital to be ramping up? What are those dates?
Yeah, I can jump in here, Phil. So our hospital will be opening July 15. And I think I mentioned previously, actually next week on March 18th is when our primary care Lenexa location is opening. But for our overall hospital, July 15th.
July 15th. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Hey, Phil, I'm happy to touch on Alyssa's question because it has to do with the medical office building that Rodney's referring to. So Alyssa asked for positions for that. Definitely go to our job site. I think that link was posted there in the chat so you can see real-time postings, and we'll be sure to have someone there from our clinics team as well to talk to anyone interested in joining that team. Hey, they have a reputation, the local primary care team, to be very high performers. And so I'm sure they'd be welcome to welcome additional team members, because that practice will be growing by 2 providers here very soon.
We love it. And then somebody else asks, will you hire from out of state, or are you
Mhm.
expecting the vast majority to be hired locally?
We're open to both, Philip. So we're really looking for qualified candidates, and whether they're out of state or within our state, we support that, and so they can just apply, and we can go from there.
Perfect. Thank you so much. As we wrap up this amazing discussion, I just want to thank our panelists for sharing their valuable insight and experience. And thank you to everyone who joined us on this discussion today. Remember, I just want to remind everybody that our hiring event is on April 15th from 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Time, and that's just around the corner. We look forward to seeing you all there. And once again, we want to thank our panelists so much for joining us today. Have a great day. Stay safe.